All right, let's try this again. When I reboot my computer, all the wiring goes crazy. So let's try it again. Salutations, denizens of block stacking. It's your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris monthly for March of 2026. And yeah, it says Masters event, but you know, we got to do kind of multiple things in this stream. So maybe I should be like mixture, like both of them, just kind of whoa. But anyway, yeah, we've got a whole mixture of events in this stream, a melange. A conjurees, if you will. Yeah, we're going to be doing some Masters and some Das Masters in this same one stream. I usually don't like to, you know, cross the streams, but everything's all scheduled right up against each other, so I got to do it. So what we're going to do for you right now is a blue bracket between Crabr, Rangoon, and Shadow Knight. And the winner will take on Gwafey, and that is round 1 and 2 of the blue bracket Masters event. And then we are going to go take a hop, skip, and a jump over to Das Masters, excuse me, and do the orange bracket round 1 and round 2, Wallbant versus Decklad, who I know nothing about. And the winner will take on Hana. Then there might be a little bit of a delay or not sure, depending. But then we will come back and to Masters and do Peak versus Sillyshark round 1. So 5 matches for you. That usually means about 5 hours of Tetris. So okay, good, got it. Makes sense. It doesn't, but we're doing it anyway. So right now, Crabr, Rangoon, Shadow Knight, and Gwafey. Let's take a look at the rules for the Masters event. Not going to do the whole thing, but I do want to remind players that the matches are best of 5. First player to 3 wins. Winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through level 39 super kill screen. Uncapped scores. Same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Do not pause unless the commentator tells you to, especially if you experience tech issues, or really, especially for any reason. I'm never going to tell you to pause. Don't pause. If you do experience tech issues like OBS or internet or your computer or your capture or your camera, just keep playing, okay? Easy. The winner gets absolutely something and that's a share in the prize pool. It stands right now at $400. We're looking to 5x that, which seems insane. 5 times of what we have is what we need now. I don't know if we're going to get there. We'll see if we do. We would love to get there so we can pay our top 8, keep these players coming back, reward them for their hard work, practice, and coming back and scheduling and all that. So if you do want to contribute to the prize pool, you can use the Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. Click on the link for the tournament you want to do. Just keep in mind that we've got links there for Masters February, since that's still open until next week. And then we also have Masters March and DAS March. So make sure you click on the right link for the tournament you want to do. This one here is Masters March. Click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And look at the top right-hand corner of the screen. It says log in. Click on that to log in. Use your existing Twitch or YouTube or Discord account to get in. Then once you're in, look on the right side of the screen. You'll see a button that says contribute. It's mustard colored and it's delicious. So thank you so much to everybody who's contributed so far. Really appreciate you. And if you want to support the channel, that is something you can do. You can go to patreon.com/monthlytetris to make an ongoing pledge of support. Keep this channel going, just like the people on this slide have done. Big shout out to Scott Gray, Jane the Window, Kane, Antaki, Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Cacket, Javanti, Jason, Sunny, Mila, and everybody else on this slide. If you want to support the channel, there are other ways besides Patreon. If you want to make an ongoing contribution, you go to Streamlabs or PayPal. There's some ways to make a one-time contribution. If you're on YouTube, we've got, what do we have? YouTube has, super chats and stickers and channel memberships and gift channel memberships. Twitch, you got bits and subs, gift subs, and an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime gaming subscription if you're an Amazon Prime member. Remember, we rely on your support of the channel in order to bring you this thing every single month. We used to be 1 tournament of 16 players each, and now we are up to 3 tournaments of up to 32 players each. So it's a big increase in the amount of top tier Tetris tournaments that we are bringing to you. So that doesn't come free. So please do. I mean, it's free to watch, but it's not free to make. So if you do want this kind of stuff to continue, consider, not only consider, do actually support the stream in any way you can, in any amount you can. Okay, good. Let's bring over the players here. Let me get all this other stuff situated. Crab Rangoon, are you able to remove the animation from your camera? Like, just move it down or move it off of the camera area? You can keep it on the bottom, but if you could just move it off the camera area, that would be helpful. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you for doing that. Okay, players, I am going to go ahead and give you some pieces, and we are pretty tightly scheduled today. It's why it was hard to sort of have a delay here. So if we could just move swiftly, if possible. Obviously, people need breaks, but if we could just move swiftly in between games and matches, that would be good. Somehow I was, we'll probably be okay, but you don't have to rush yourself, but if you have a choice between lollygagging and moving with some alacrity, then let's do that. 17A0B8, those are the pieces. Who's Decklad? No idea. I don't know anything about them. They don't even have a PB. They don't even have a PB registered. It's Decklad 1 is the name. Yeah, I don't know anything about them. All right, looks like both players are on seed. That means both players are ready to start the blue bracket, round 1, Crab Rangoon versus Shadow Knight. In 3, 2, 1 Tetris. It's a Crab Rangoon on the left, seed number 20 from the United States of America. Crab Rangoon has got a PB of 1.65 million. Only 25 matches in the database, so a relative neophyte. We first came to know Crab Rangoon at Mari and Sharky's Space City regional tournament in Houston back in August of 2025. And then Crab Rangoon made his Masters debut in October of 2025. And played again in November, no cap November, and took out Zro before succumbing to Gwafey, who is headlining this bracket in the round 2 spot. Not headlining, but you know, at least is the potential round 2 target if Crab Rangoon should advance. So he also yeah, anyway, Crab Rangoon has made Masters pretty consistently since having started. That PB of 1.65 million, a rollover. It's a top 75 score on the PB list. On the right side, Shadow Knight, seed number 29 from the USA. The PB of 1.67, so pretty close in PBs for these two. Shadow Knight has matches going all the way back to April of 2021. A lot of community tournament, you know, kind of paying his dues in community tournament. Played a bunch of lower tier Classic Tetris League, things like that, and then started making our top tier tournaments. Really, well, Masters debut was January of 2025 and has been making it pretty consistently since then. Shadow Knight's deepest run was in February, where he made it into the top 16. That's round 3. So that's pretty good. Shadow also played in Stupid Tetris Monthly in July. It was our first STM or first tournament of the reboot. 310 for Crab Rangoon, 272 for Shadow. You've also seen Shadow at the Minnesota Regional, the Northeast, the Connecticut one, and Boston Tea Parody over the last several months. Also played in CTWC Silver. Let's see. Let's find the CTWC history here. Yeah, CTWC Silver in 2023 and Gold Bracket in 2025. 362 for Crab Rangoon, 332 for Shadow Knight. The winner of this will take on Gwafey. $387 for Crab Rangoon. I like the purple glove. You know, all too often we got these just generic gardener's gloves. You know, $12 for 10 pairs of them, and here we got a nice purple glove. I like it. That's the kind of thing that could be a trademark. Build your whole brand identity out of your purple rolling glove. 437 for Crab Rangoon, 391 for Shadow. You know, you can imagine emotes with a purple glove, and you know, like a whole like profile icon with the purple glove holding the NES controller. Man, the possibilities. I like it. 485 for Crab Rangoon. 417. What is the rank thing in the overlay? Yeah, a lot of players are ranked on in Tetris competition. There's a monthly ranking that occurs, and that ranking only goes up to 25. So players who are not among those top 25 are NR or not ranked. I guess I could say you are unranked or whatever, but these two players happen to be unranked, so not in the top 25 of the Premier Poll. You can find the full rankings of that Premier Poll, by the way, over at premierpoll.com. Premier has an E at the end. You can use the command !PP to bring up that link. 602 for Crab Rangoon, 504 for Shqdw. So big lead here for Crab Rangoon here in game number 1. So yeah, in the early rounds, we will get a mixture of kind of, I don't know, aspirants, kind of upstarts, people who are not yet ranked, but eventually many of them will be, you know. The stars of tomorrow in the early rounds, trying to make their name so they can unseat the stars of today. This is the natural order of things. 711 for Crab Rangoon, 618 for Shqdw. Tetris for Shqdw, 649. So Crab Rangoon, a little bit of a tricky thing here, but able to use a J to great effect. Down stack here, open up, long bar in Tetris, 783. Crab Rangoon, 682 for Shqdw. So it's about 100,000 point lead. Oh, double flip of the bar there for Shqdw. So he's got to fix that. And I think there is a tuck maybe intended with that J piece. So Shqdw in cleanup mode. Really, both players are, but still low enough for both. Yeah, originally, you know, people wanted me to put PP in this as the stat line, right? RK, it stands for rank. People wanted me to put PP there, and I just didn't think it was a good idea to have a stat which ranked their PP. It didn't seem like the right thing to do. 962 for Crab Rangoon, 778 for Shqdw. Grandmaster Ubero says Fractal has plummeted. Wasn't he like top 3 at the time, now at 18? Yeah, well, a lot of times players will slide down the rankings due to inactivity or just, you know, not a high volume of matches. So the rankings, 888 for Shqdw into 29. A69 here for Crab Rangoon, one line away. There is a emphasis on recent play. So this isn't like all-time rankings. It's a monthly, you know, kind of snapshot here. Crab Rangoon, 29, up pretty high. We'll see how much she can do here. And that's going to be a top out, A79. Chase down for Shqdw is going to be 912. And that is going to be a top out. So Crab Rangoon going to hang on and take game number 1. What about a stat to rank the average stacking superiority? Oh, I like that. The ASS. Yeah, we'll rank their ASS. That's good. That's good. What's up, Fibonacci? That's really good. All right, let's get these players some new pieces. Oh man, it's gonna be that kind of Saturday. I was trying hard not to make it that kind of Saturday, but excuse me, it appears that it is going to be. So anyway, yeah, players will slide down the rankings just due to inactivity. It doesn't mean, here, let's get them started. Game number 2, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Doesn't mean that, you know, you plucked that player, you know, out of retirement and put them in to a match that they wouldn't, you know, beat some of the players who in the, or are, you know, actually ranked. But it is meant to be, it is meant to capture more, you know, kind of recent results and active players and things like that. Tetris, Crab Rangoon, 45,000, 46,000 for Shadow. Nice adjust for Shadow. There's a long bar incoming, so we can make a slot for it. So, yeah, there's nothing scheduled for, at least at the moment, for Sunday. There might be, assuming we get all the players to agree to the time, there might be one bracket on Sunday. But other than that, I think Monday and Tuesday are going to be open. And thank God, because I got something come up that I have to take care of. So, yeah, tomorrow there could be something, but today we've got 5 total matches, so hopefully that will satisfy your CTM, I don't know, whatever, appetite, I guess. 171 here, Crab Rangoon. And it was 170 Shadow. They both Tetris. $241 for Crab Rangoon, $240 for Shadow. Shadow gets a Tetris. You have an endless and boundless appetite for CTM? Oh, well, that's like me and breakfast sandwiches. Tetris for Shadow, 356, 319 for Crab Rangoon. Which I love, you know, Crab Rangoons, the little dish that you get at the restaurants. Well, fried, I guess, I don't know, what do you call it? Just a little wonton with crab in it. Delicious. But so often, you know, soggy by the time you get them. I mean, they're supposed to be crispy. They're still good. Even when they're bad, they're good, though. Yeah, no, there is no crab. Most of the time, it's imitation crab. Although, there are places that make them with real crab, but... But that is not the rule. It is the exception. Shadow Knight digging a little bit. Oh, this is the song where it's like the voices in my head, and I'm like, okay. Other people can hear those voices, right? And you guys go, no, what are you talking about, Van? There's no voices. And then I go, ah. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Tyler. $526 Crab Rangoon, $487 for Shadow. When you hear surf and turf, what do you think of? For me, it's steak and lobster, but others say it's crab, others say scallops. No, surf and turf I think of as steak and lobster. That's what I think of. I mean, I guess it's not wrong to think otherwise, but 605 here for Crab Rangoon. Trying to bring this down. Shadow 613, 5 lines ahead. Oh, and scallops. It's a triple combo. So you think surf and turf is steak, lobster, and scallops? Well, that's like surf and turf and turf. Oh wait, that's surf and turf. So you need more something else from turf. $672 Crab Rangoon, $671 Shadow, Scurf, Scurf and Schmurf. Yeah, the Gargamel like Smurf and Turf. Do you guys know what Gargamel is? I don't know. $761 for Shadow, $757 Crab Rangoon. He did want to eat the Smurfs. I don't remember that. I know I watched that show when I was a little kid, but I don't remember if it was simply like he just wanted to eat them, or he just hated them, like, you know, pests, and wanted to exterminate them. $888 for Shadow, $828 for Crab Rangoon. He needed Smurf to create new potions. And then what was the end of creating the potions? Like, why did he want to create potions? Just as an end in itself, or to do other things? Oh, the tuck there for Shadow. Long bar down, Tetris Shadow, another one for a split triple just to bring the stack down. $970 for Shadow, and he's going to go for it in column 3 and get it. But trying to add while he can. When is February Masters Finals happening? Did I miss it? You did not miss it. It's happening next week. So Mr. Brain says he hated them and he wanted to eat them. Did he want to eat them because he hated them? Or did he hate them because he wanted to eat them? Oh, that left side for Shadow. That is going to be a top out at A49. And Crab Rangoon was already ahead. So Crab Rangoon going to go up 2 games to none. All right, Kafka's cat says Shadow is done warming up. He's just an evil potion maker. That's it. That's just foundational character trait, no cause. Interesting. Yeah, like he hated them and he wanted to eat them. Which is weird because like I don't hate the food that I want to eat. I just want to eat it because it's, you know, it's nice. All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 3, Crabr Rangoon is up 2-0 over Shadow Knight. 3-1 Tetris. Yeah, like I don't eat, you know. Sorry for the vegetarians, vegans in the chat, but just talking about, you know, whatever. But, you know, I don't eat a cow because I hate cows. You know? And then I don't hate spiders. I guess spiders are good. I don't hate cockroaches because I want to eat them, right? But Gargamel, yeah, seems to want to eat them, and they won't let themselves be eaten, so he's developed a hatred. Mr. Brain with the Smurf lore. Gargamel created Smurfette to tempt and mislead the Smurfs, but their inherent goodness transformed Smurfette into a good Smurf. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff to unwrap right there, but which we won't. Hey, you think he could have created like a bunch of Smurfettes though, like just one for that whole village? Like maybe create a whole bunch of them, and then maybe one of them will poke through as evil, right? It's like putting all your eggs in one Smurfette basket. 115 for Crabr Rangoon, 189 for Shadow. Oh, one for the whole village part of the point. They would all turn on each other because they were so jazzed up to have a lady Smurf there. Ah, I see. 237 for Shadow, 120 for Crabr Rangoon. But it didn't work, so, you know, whatever. Gargamel. 261 for Shadow, 170 for Crabr Rangoon. Tetris for Crabr Rangoon, 193. There's one Shadow, 307 through 65 for Shadow. So this is a 600K transition pace. Why does the same song keep playing? Does it? I don't think the same song is playing. You want me to do my best Bill Lumbergh impression? I mean, listen, I'm not a dancing monkey. You can just put a quarter in and say, do this impression, dancing monkey. Okay. What if it was $5? No, I don't need to do Office Space impressions, okay? This is a serious Tetris tournament, all right? We talk about Smurfs and Tetris. 324 for Crabr Rangoon, 452 for Shadow Knight. All right, little 178 IQ burn there for Crab Rangoon. Like it. 371 Crab Rangoon. 520 for Shadow. All right, 417 for Crab Rangoon. 10 lines to go for Crab Rangoon. And yeah, would like to get this stack in some kind of order here. Shadow, potentially 3 more Tetrises before 19 hits. If the bars come. There's 1. And 1 more would give him the 600K. And how long are we going to hold out for it, though? And we're not going to. Long bar in Tetris Shadow 614 transition into 19. So 600K transitions here in round 1 of our 32-player Masters event. You'll love to see it. Oh, that left side for Shadow is going to require some attention. But he can get bars down. 667 Shadow, 506 Tetris for Crab Rangoon, 535, back by almost 140,000 and ahead in lines. Yeah, Colin was mentioning that he used too much bleach while cleaning the bathroom, and then he's hallucinating songs repeating, and you might need to seek medical attention, Colin. $733 for Shadow. Tetris for Crab Rangoon, $595. Tetris for Shadow. Does anybody remember like the French comic strip comic book thing, Asterix, or whatever, however you pronounce it? Why do I think there was some Asterix and Smurfs crossover? Am I hallucinating that? I might be. Is there some connection between those two? For some reason, they're always connected in my mind. I don't know why. 957 for Shadow. They made us read that in French class. It was good. I liked it. But for some reason, I have just this weird association between that and the Smurfs, and I don't know why. 815 for Crab Rangoon. Max out for Shadow on 27. This is a 200,000 point lead for Shadow here in game 3. Well, Kenze says Crab Rangoon's PB is 1.7. Well, how am I to know that? The bot says that. The thing says that. You know, the leaderboard says that. How am I to know that? I'm just supposed to know it. A10 for Crab Rangoon. Shadow Knight's board climbing. That's going to be a top out A90. Chase down target for Crab Rangoon is A91. I get that all the time. No, you didn't know that their PB was this, and it's like literally every public source says that it's not that. But oh, you know, I should just know it. All right, A52 for Crabr, chasing down a good board. So all Shadow can do is sit and watch and wait and hope for another chance. It is reasonable that I don't know it. Oh, thank you, Lakenze. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, there it is. Crabr Rangoon with the chase down and the sweep here in round one. Good to see you, Shadow Knight. Hope to see you again. But for now, it is going to be Crabr Rangoon. Moving on. Shadow played great. Well, yeah, even if he gotten it, 2 months ago, how would I know it? If it's not in the public database, like, it doesn't matter when they got it. You got to register it. Shadow said no 29 today. Yeah, it did seem pretty rough, but that's all right. You're on a journey. And it's about is it about the journey, not the destination? I don't know. People say that. It's a good way to, oh, it's about the journey, not the destination. So, how I did. I don't know. It's a good thing to just have there so you can say stuff. All right, well, Crabr Rangoon will be moving on, so let's go ahead and report that to the Tetris reporting authority. 3-0. You're going to update the bot real quick. All right. Well, that doesn't update the graphic. So sorry, everybody. Sorry, I'm not up to date. All right. So that is registered. Let's go ahead and switch all these players around. Say goodbye to our good friend Shadow. Say hello to Crabr Rangoon 2. And then we'll bring in Gwafey. Oh, whoops, wrong one. There you go. Okay, and we're just going to look at the top of Gwafey's head today. All right, let's what other one is open? I don't get it. 13. Oh, there it is. 20. Alrighty-roo. All right, which way are you going to be facing there, bud? That way? All right, you're going to be facing that way, so we're going to make you backwards. Or frontwards, actually. You were frontwards. You were backwards. Now you're frontwards. Good. All right, there it is. The ubiquitous Tetris blanket. Tetris blanket spotted. All right, prize pool. Still sitting at $400. We would love to pay our players more than that, but we can't without your help. So do consider contributing to that prize pool. Up-a-da-bup, up-a-da-bup. Wow. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give the players some pieces. There they are. All right, let's go ahead and get them started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris, Gwafey, and Crabr Rangoon. And Lukenze, the bot was updated. So it says 1703140. So just because Crab didn't do it in this chat doesn't mean it wasn't done. So I don't know, Lukenze. You're batting 0 for 2 today, man. You know, you can, like, the classic Tetris bot is in like multiple channels, and it syncs across all the channels. Well, one was not an opinion. One was a matter of fact, and the other one, I don't know. See, it shows my PB. What? I don't know what you're saying. It shows your PB because you typed in PB. You have to type in the player's name. The bot doesn't know in your mind whose PB you're looking. What? Okay, I guess I'm not following. Yeah, see, there it is. It's all good now. 161 for Gwafey, 86,000 for Crabr Rangoon. Are you hanging out in Colin's over bleached bathroom? So you might be. I don't know. You might want to get checked on. But anyway, on the left side, it's Gwafey, seed number 13, qualified in with a 1.412 million. It's got a PB of 4.69 million. According to my research, that would be top 20 on the NES Tetris leaderboards, except it is not up to date on the leaderboards, but it is in the bot. Gwafey was ranked number 17 in the most recent Premier poll. That is a ranking of Tetris players, and you can find the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end. Use the PP command to bring up the list and access all the past rankings as well. Gwafey is a winner of a future circuit that was back in July of 2024. He's a two-time CTWC gold bracket player and was a top 16er in 2025. We've also seen him at the Boston Regionals the last few years. Northeast Regional, he was in the top 4 in it in 2024. Two-time Mega Masters player as well. His first Masters event was in January of 2025. Made it to the top 8 that month, which is pretty good. And he does have a top 4 finish in a Masters event. That was in August of 2025. So looking to get back into the top 16, have a crack at that again. 333 for Gwafey, 230 for Crabr Rangoon. And on the topic of Crabr Rangoon, qualified in with into seed number 20, defeated Shadow Knight in round number 1. The PB there says 1.65 million, but I guess he got a PB yesterday to get to what, 1.71 million. So congratulations to Crabr Rangoon on the PB. You've seen Crabr Rangoon at the Space City Regional. He seems to have made his kind of competitive Tetris debut. I think he was on Norg. This is a high dig here for Gwafey. And, oh, didn't use that elf for the left side. And that's a top out for Gwafey at 386. And so the target is 386, 460, or 387. So that is the chase down target for Crabr Rangoon, 387,000. Crabr Rangoon made his Masters debut in October of 2025. His first Masters win the next month against Zro, but then immediately, round 2, went out to Gwafey. Crabr Rangoon's best performance in the Masters event was the December edition, I believe. That happened in January, but the December edition made it to the round of 16. Crab Max in 2021 had a 1.37 with Rolling by Space City, and then got a CRT and rolled over rather rapidly, says Tetris, who is a candidate for lead moderator. The Titanic 10. And there you go. Crabr Rangoon with the chase down. Game number 1 goes to Crabr Rangoon. The Titanic 10. That's right. Flat screen for 5 years. And you played on Norg, right? Nestris.org. I guess we should say Nestris.org as much as possible so that people listening know about it. Wait, is that another Tetris blanket? So multiple Tetris blankets spotted. You were not on Norg? Oh, for some reason I thought I had you on. I saw your name on Norg. You're just at home whiling away. Not before Space City. So you're just whiling away playing solo games. Is flat screen bad for Tetris? I mean, you can adjust to it, but there is a bit of a delay. So, but you can adapt, you can adjust, but it's better not to have it. There's usually an input delay because of there's processing that goes on, and that processing takes cycles, and cycles take time. All right, both players are on seed. Game number 2, 3-2-1 Tetris. Aren't there ways to have no latency with modern monitors? If you play in an emulator, then you can use a run-ahead feature, which will mitigate some of that. There'll still be some weirdness, but that'll mitigate a little bit. And There's no way to have zero latency because the signal always has to be processed. But whereas with analog, it's like this just direct, like electrical connection, just unmediated by like some CPU, right? There's no, you know what I mean? It's not process. Oh, how should we draw it? It just does it. Analog electronics are a bit different than digital electronics. You can find YouTube videos on the topic and see like people do these tests where they, you know, where they show a controller and, you know, like a super slow motion camera pointed at the screen, and then from there they can get an idea of the latency. And, you know, the reference standard is the CRT, like when you're talking about retro games and things like that. That is like the reference standard, so everything is measured against that. And yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get zero if it's even possible. But you can get very, very close where it's not human perceptible. Although it's weird because even these zero latency, you know, or not human perceptible, I still feel like I perceive them. Because while sight is like 30, you know, what I guess 30 frames per second is like what's perceptible. Like, I don't think the human body is 30 frames per second. Like there's something there. Like it feels a little spooky and weird. Like maybe the eyes are flickering, but I don't think the body's feeling of the controller has a polling rate. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't know anything about neurology, but I mean, I guess it can't be infinite, but I think it's continuous. I don't know. We'll have to leave it to the neurologists and the philosophers. 291 for Crabr, 309 for Gwafey. Acidic Aesthetic says, I saw a YouTube video that showed that humans can detect FPS in the tens of 000s. Well, yeah, I guess even like light has latency, right? It takes time. But that is the standard by which I guess we measure latency, not by some instantaneous standard. Maybe there's some superluminal quantum phenomenon. I don't know. 384 for Crabr, 379 for Gwafey. But as far as we know, causality also happens at the speed of light. Martz with the 100 bits. Thank you, Martz. Appreciate you. Says, yo, chat. Oh my God, that's Vandy. What's up, Martz? Yeah, the best thing if you want to do it is if you get an so-called upscaler, a lot of times those will introduce lag, but if you get what's called a line doubler, so this would be like the RetroTink and products like it, they don't spend processing power upscaling the image. They just literally just double the number of lines like instantaneously to achieve the upscaling. So yeah, RetroTink is good. Just take your reservation for Quebec 2026. Yeah, I don't know if I can go. If I'm working by then, maybe I can, but if I'm just a lowly Tetris streamer, subsistence farmer, subsistence engagement farming, then maybe I won't be able to do it. Let's see. Oh, just do it. Oh, well, I didn't consider that. Marts. 6-12 here for Gwafey, one line away from 19. Crabr Rangoon is into 19 at 523. Yeah, it is a good point. I hadn't considered that. I have to live in your house? Oh, well, I don't know. Oh. I do like, I'll think about it. Does that mean I have to see you in your underwear again? Oh no. 692 for Gwafey, 628 for Crabr Rangoon. Meals includes wink. That's a little scary. It says meals included wink. That wink that's a creepy wink. 701 for Gwafey, 655 for Crabr Rangoon. Oh my, Marts. My. You are a character. Tetris for Gwafey, 768, 673 for Crabr Rangoon. No, Mike Marts, what are you saying? So yeah, crazy survival here for Crabr Rangoon. Got a good stack now, down low on the board, but also backed by, about a Tetris and a third. Tetris is on 24, worth 30,000 points. Tetris says you hate boxers. I am not going to pull the audience as far as boxers or briefs, okay? That is not happening. I know people think that's the next logical thing I should do. I'm not going to do it here. This is a family stream. We don't need to know about Marts and his underwear and who's wearing what. 904 for Gwafey. And then someone will come in and say, neither, like, Not going to happen. It's a very, early, mid-2000s thing to do. But we'll talk about it in private there, Tyler. You and Marts should discuss it in private. 892 for Crabr Rangoon. I could really use a bar right now. Keeping that well open. Long bar goes in. That is a Tetris. 931. Yeah, discuss it in Marts' house in private at night. And Crabr Rangoon is into 29 at about 968. Long bar in Tetris, A04. Gwafey at A57. And he's just going to take that burn into 29. I like it. So Crabr Rangoon back by about a little under 2 Tetrises. There's a Tetris. Crabr Rangoon. And Crabr Rangoon's board starting to creep up ever so slowly, but bringing it down. Just to cover that gap, kind of a pesky gap there, column 3. Okay. Starting to bring this. Oh, wow, nice. Oh, no, that left. As soon as you say nice, then it's like, ah. All right, well, Crabr Rangoon going to top out A75. Gwafey was already ahead, so Gwafey going to take game number 2. Pseudo Canard says, I still can't get over the fact that this is not the 20th century anymore. It is not. All right, Marts is cheering on Gwafey. You started a poll. How dare you? What was the poll about? I don't even know. Okay, game number 3. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I see, Tetris. All right, well, yeah. You're bolstering your case for lead moderator. Part of the Titanic 10. But really, Tetris, I mean, you should do your own rival Kingsman Fate 5 and call it the Titanic 10. I mean, why not do that? Do a whole stream. Or maybe I could just, like, you know, Kingsman's like, oh, you should do your own. You know, I've been joking about it the last couple weeks or so, but maybe I should just outsource it to Ty. So, yeah, here's Ty's Titanic 10. And then I don't have to do it. But would Tyler take it seriously? It's hard to know. You know, Tyler has recently become a much more responsible person, you know. Kids and businesses now. So yeah, maybe he's ready to take on serious responsibilities like ranking Tetris players. You know, serious rankings. I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't know. Even saying that sounds weird. Oh, well, businesses are new then. Yes, businesses. 145 for Crab Rangoon, 188 for Gwafey. We are tied at a game apiece in this best of 5. All right, a couple of squares going to help out Crab Rangoon's stack. Tetris, Crab Rangoon, 307 and 325 for Gwafey. So both of these players pacing for a 600k 19 transition if they keep it up. About ranking players. How about putting them on a tier list? Does that sound dumb? I mean, it doesn't sound dumb. People make tier lists all the time, and I guess it depends on who's making the list and what their criteria is. But, you know, I mean, yeah, do it. I mean, I'm not really gonna do that. You know, I do vote in the premiere poll, but that's just me personally. I don't want to have. I don't want to rank players on a tier list as like an official CTM act. Colin says, I made a tier list of candy bars with my family. Yeah, you did. You did. And you streamed it and you were sad because the viewership was not what you hoped. But as far as I remember, you like moved the date around. So, you know, you like promoted this day. Oh, everybody's got to watch it here. I'm ranking candy bars. Or you're like, oh no, we got to do it a different time. Change it all around, and then people didn't watch. I'll never stream again. Your kids had stomach flu? Yeah, that's fine. Well, I don't know. You should teach your kids. Listen, doesn't matter if you have stomach flu. Show up to work. And the AI haters were steaming mad at the promo slide. I think AI is a good tool. I think it's good for a lot of things, and it can be used, you know, profitably in the creative space. I don't like just putting like AI make this and then just putting that output as the finished product. Like using it to create elements of a thing is good. But just like, here, make this, and then okay, yep, and then I just copy paste it right in, and that's the thing. I don't generally like that. So I think most like AI thumbnails don't look good. Well, that's not true because sometimes you don't know that they're, you know, made with using AI. You know, the ones that you can't tell were using AI were good. If you can tell it was made using AI, then they usually don't look good. So I guess it depends on who's using it. But Gwafey in a bit of a pickle here. 609 for him. And wow, let's see if he can bring this down. And that is going to be a top out for Gwafey. And Crabr is good in game number 3 and goes up 2 games to 1. Pasta with Sauce says, you could have made AI kids to help you while the real kids were sick. Yeah, you should have just created some AI kids. So, you know, they're probably better than the real kids anyway. Gwafey says, I don't think I've ever deserved to top out more in my Tetris career. Well, you know, you got it. Reap what you sow, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, AI is a good tool. Like it. I use it for some things, but I use it as like pre-planning, mulling stages, you know, asking it questions and things like that. But I don't like say, make me a 400-word essay or whatever on this, and then just paste that into something. I don't like that. Oh, did the pieces didn't come out? Oh, sorry. I hit the button, but just a glancing blow off the button. It didn't actuate it. So yeah, I'm not against it. I use it for like certain things. But yeah, I don't like just like, oh, well, I need a thumbnail, so AI make a thumbnail of this and then post it, and then that's the output. Like if you said, oh, I need a background that has a lot of fire in it, and then you got the fire image, then you edited it, and then used an element of it, and then put it into a thing that was largely made by you. Like, yeah, I think that's reasonable. You know? All right. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's this kind of weird. I don't want to say weird, but I don't know. I think a lot of the hate it gets is it's too much. But then the way I think my main objection is the way that some people are using it. But then my problem is with the people, not with the tool. You know what I mean? Good night, Danny. Thanks for hanging out. You're going to put your hockey jerseys in your camera background? Yeah, Danny, you got to get a real solid background going. Angry Roro with the tier 1 sub says, hi, Vandy to you. Or hi, Roro, I guess. But like, you know, one thing I've noticed is that there's like an uptick, like ever since AI, right? Like there's There's a lot of people who I know, like personally, just in other spheres of my life, who like couldn't write, never showed an interest in writing, or were just like, someday I'll be a writer. And all of a sudden they've got Substacks with daily posts. Oh no, Crab Rangoon scrambling. And that is going to be a top out for Crab Rangoon, 71,000. And Gwafey is good in game number 4. You know? They're like, oh, I couldn't write before, and now I have all kinds of thoughts. I didn't know how to type an M dash before, and now I do. Wow. My grammar's terrible until 2022. My grammar was terrible. All right, new pieces. B63143. So, you know, I don't mind if people use it, but like, be honest about it. Like, I used AI to help generate this. But generally, yeah, I'm a serial dude. Did I show you? I have on my Stream Deck, I have like this little thing with commands and characters. Here, let's go ahead and show C-check B63143. Good. All right, decider time. Masters event, round 2. Decider, Gwafey, Crab Rangoon, blue bracket. Winner goes to the top 16 in 3-2-1 Tetris. But yeah, like on my Stream Deck, I have like a panel of like, you know, kind of commands. You know, there's regular commands like, you know, copy, paste, different kinds of paste. And then, you know, characters I use a lot and then I don't want to use a, you know, key press combo for. So M dash, N dash, other things like that. And yeah, I've been using M dash my whole life for writing stuff, and now I don't want to because people will think it's AI. I mean, not that I write well enough that, I mean, not that AI writes well, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just people are going to think it's AI. So now I've taken to injecting, you know, or passing over grammatical or punctuation errors in my writing when I submit it or whatever. just so it has, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I have guilty conscience, but I just don't want anyone to think I'm like, you know, taking shortcuts. Leaving the brown M&Ms, exactly. Don't submit anything. Well, yeah, I mean, I use it for certain things. I don't really use it for anything CTM related. The only thing that I'm using it right now for CTM, or it started to, is to do a revamp of the rules, of like the rule set, to get a really solid lockdown rule set. But it's very interactive. Like, I'm not like, generate me tournament rules and then just use them, but like, you know, but that's because it's not super creative. This I need it to be like a legal contract, right? So it's not like a creative endeavor, and it's like, yeah, I use AI to make the rules, but it's not like a, you know, it's not like you're consuming it as though, oh, the essence of the rules is that a human being handcrafted it. $242 for Gwafey, $278 for Crab Rangoon. But I don't know. I read a story or I look at a piece of art. Part of it is the knowledge. The value of it is the knowledge that a person made it. That I'm connecting to another mind. 324 for Crab Rangoon, 266. That's why I don't think, it's among other reasons that I don't think that people are like, oh, they're going to steal all our jobs. And there's probably, you know, probably be some dislocations in the economy, but there always have been with any new technology. So I don't really fear it. $349 for Crab Rangoon, $295 for Gwafey. Oh, so if I use generative AI to write a new Carnation instant breakfast jingle, you're okay with that. So Summer V is, even Summer V can accept it on some level. Oh, true. Yeah. Colin says fishing is about to become full circle. Before you'd look for bad grammar and spelling to be a fish. Now it's grammar perfect. So yeah, we really need to write about like, you know, like Nigerian scammers. We need to write like that in order to be credible. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, if you're gonna use AI, you really need to be an expert in the thing you're using it about, or else take it with a grain of salt and don't trust anything. It's really well true with the internet anyway. And just someone said something on the internet. It's fact. It's the same thing with AI or the news. 498 for Crab Rangoon, up high on the board. Okay, long bar goes in, so survival here for Crab Rangoon, and we are getting close to level 19. I mean, the one thing I would say is like, nobody asked me, but if somebody did ask me, I would say basically don't, how do I want to put this? Curate your sources of information to things that you like know and trust. Like, don't take any information. Don't just take something as, true just because, I saw a video on the internet. Like, take it from trusted sources, right? Okay. And even they can get it wrong sometimes, but at least the difference is they'll admit it, So don't just be like, I saw this video. Biden was riding on a bicycle and crashed into Hillary Clinton, Can't believe Biden would do that. Well, yeah, he didn't. Don't, is it a news agency posting it? Long bar over, Crab Rangoon going to keep surviving here. 620, 611 for Gwafey. So Crab Rangoon with the lead, and man, just keeps blocking up high. It's just tough. Colin says best guardrail, don't use it. Don't use the internet, don't read the news, don't read a book. Like, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I mean, it's anybody's choice what they want to do, but I mean, Photoshop and deceptive videos have existed long before, AI did. So it's not necessarily a new problem. They're just good. They're just getting really good at, fakes, but 763 for Gwafey, 753 for Crab Rangoon. Oh, you don't want to hear about it during Tetris streams? Oh, well, it came up somehow. I don't remember how it came up. All right, well, Crab Rangoon up high. It was Tetris's fault. Yeah, blame Tetris. You're losing 2 mod points in the race for lead mod. $902 for Gwafey, $815 for Crab Rangoon. And a log bar in for Crab Rangoon. So at some point, he's got to bring this down. and just try to get a rhythm going that doesn't, you know, keep taking him up and covering these holes. Tetris for Crabr 877. And Gwafey with kind of an awkward board here. Just a few lines away. Opens up that right, gets a long bar in. AO6 for Gwafey. Crabr 897. Crabr still fighting. No, that long bar to the right is going to be a top out, but a great effort from Crabr. Took a sweep in round 1, went up against a tough player here in round 2, and took him to the brink. So good performance here for Crabr. GG's to you. And let's go ahead and report this to the Tetris authorities. So, all right, good decider. GG's Gwafey, congrats. And again, good game, Crabr. Intentional top out, you promise. All right, let's take a look quickly at the top 16 situation in this whole deal. And this is Masters. The bracket, I have to fix that February. Refresh. Okay, so we're really just waiting on one. And we have a full top 16. So these can start being scheduled, you know. It's Saturday, March 14th. And we're basically one match away from having a full top 16. So really 6 streams left with 16 days left in the month is excellent. So thank you to our scheduling team and players. Appreciate you. It is beautiful. All right, so we got DAS coming up. Let's I'm going to go ahead and set that up. And what we want to do, oh, whoops. So we got, let's see, get rid of 13. We're going to do all the jank right here live on the air. Live jank. And we'll reset that for whoever will be. Oh, no, actually, the next match will be a round 2. Well, actually, could be a top 16. We'll see. Get rid of the decider. Yeah, we were getting way ahead in the month, and then certain players are... their availability is not great. So in the end, I think we're just going to average out to a typical late CTM month, which is, you know, kind of like, okay, so here's DAS Masters. We need to bring up, oh yeah, well, so it's orange, right? So it's going to be a 16. Nope, it's going to be a 17. And a 32. And let me just update the URLs because I didn't update the URLs. So 32. Here, let's lock all this. DM 32. What is it? Decklad 1. And Wally should be 17, and it's Wallbant, right? Yeah, Decklad, a new name to me, so we will learn about Decklad together. Let me get the cameras lined up for both and the stencils lined up for these two individuals. All right, there's Wally World. All right, we'll just throw a chair over here, and I guess we'll adjust it when we He's sitting approximately right there. Okay. And then let's see. Let's rate the stencil of the newbie. Now that you get stencil dispensation here for your first time. Let me reset the transform, make sure we get rid of all confounding factors. And yeah, where you need some serious stencil help, but that's all right. First one's free. DM 32. So we'll do this by hand and see how we do. Actually, it's not too far off an up and down dimension. There you go. What's up, Decklad? How you doing? Yeah, no known PB. All right, let's see how we do. Stencil. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need some help here. Whoops. Stretching. And that's not bad. Let me just tweak it a little more and we'll be good. Whoop, that's the wrong thing. Okay, what am I? Oh, there we go. All right, that should suffice. Good job. Locked, cocked, and ready to rock, as they say. And then we'll get that. Just got back from thrifting, dude. You're my best friend. You know that? Dude. All right, getting this all lined up. Here, let's do a little bit of this. Oh, I like that. That's good. I like that. And then we'll get Wally all lined up. All right. All right, players. Decklad, if you could turn on your hertz and input display. I noticed that wasn't on. Just make sure it is. I noticed it wasn't on when you were doing your warm-ups. Give me about 30 seconds, 60 seconds. I'll be right back, and then we'll get going. All right, y'all, I have returned. The seeds is in the chat. D950A3. Just a reminder to everybody, we do have a Prize pool for this, $267.67 is where we're at. We're looking to get to $1,000 for Das Masters so we can pay our top 8. If you do want to help the players out, use that Match Reno command. It'll bring up some links. One that says Das March is the one. Click on that. And then look at the top right-hand corner of the screen that it takes you to. You'll find a button that says log in. Click on that to log in. And once you're in, look on the right side for a button that says contribute and contribute. Bendy is here watching intently. Oh, are you in the... Ah, yeah, you're seed number 1. That's right. Okay, looks like both players have have done something. Let's see what they've done. I thought they were ready. Did I just hallucinate that? I think I did. My God. That's it, guys. Time to put me away in a home. D950A3. Both players are ready. This is what we're doing. CTM Das Masters Orange round 1. Wallbant versus Decklad. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Wallbant. Seed number 17 got a 1.02 million in qualifying. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. A DAS PB of 1.28 million for Wallbant. He was ranked number 5 in the most recent DAS poll. The premier poll for DAS. That was taken in January. That's probably due for a refresh in April. I think they do it every 3 months. But Wallbant was number 5 after not having been ranked. And he did that really on the back of, huge DAS performance in our Mega Dasters event. He was the runner-up in our first annual DAS Championship. And Decklad is going to top out at 13,000. Both players really kind of rough starts. I'm going to guess it's the pieces, 6 bars. But so Wallbant is good in game number 1. I should get to Decklad before while we have the chance, because my goodness gracious. All right. Wallbant trying to fight his way through just to prove that he can do it. But Wallbant, you are good. All right. That seed will be swept into the dustbin of Tetris history. All right, I'm trying, Wallbant. I'm trying. All right, new pieces are here. 2D F323. Okay. Looks like both players are ready. And they are. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So yeah, Wallbant, runner-up in Mega Dasters in 2025. He's also the runner-up in the one-day DAS tournament that Pumpy held in January, although that didn't figure into the poll. Also the runner-up at the original Boston Tea Parody back in Boston. You've also seen him at Detroit, CTWC Canada Regional, Genesis, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Columbus, Did I say the Connecticut Regional? All over the place. And is running the Toronto Regional that's just coming up in, I don't know, a couple weeks, 1 week, couple weeks. Wallbant is a 3-time CTWC Gold bracket player. Also took 8th in the Jonas Cup last year. And his team, he and Blue Shqdw, won the team relay event at Jonas Cup as well, kind of a side event. He's also a 3-time Future Circuit winner and a Hopefuls Circuit winner, all through 22 through 2024. On the right side of your screen is Decklad, seed number 32 from the United States of America. Decklad qualified in with a 961. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period, just scraping into the top 32. Decklad is from the United States, and I have literally said everything that I know about Decklad. I don't know Decklad's PB. I don't know their history or anything like that, because when I went to match database, there was no match history for Decklad in the match database. So I don't know if this is a new player, old player, new name. I don't know, but I couldn't find a single darn thing. So history in the making. Decklad, the journey starts now. Maybe it didn't start off all that well in game number 1, but that's all right. We're doing all right now. 194 for Decklad, 176 for Wallbant. Decklad going to take that triple. And another long bar down, Decklad. Oh, it's in 2 weeks at Toronto. Nice. Thanks, Smarts. Tetris Wallbant 248, 271 Decklad. Excuse me. Decklad 318. Wallbant 316, 2 lines apart. Wallbant with that S flat there and a little L flat to go with it, but not going to be able to find the other pieces. We'll end up having to take some burns here. This is up, fairly high, even just for 18, but Das is a tricky business. Wallbant going to throw some pieces over on that extreme right side, just to have some material to burn against, make sure he can continue to go. 357 for Decklad. Witness Protection says this is intense, period. I agree. He didn't say the word period, but he typed a period, so you know. That it's serious. 388 for Decklad, 424 for Wallbant. Ace Hardcastle says, Decklad sounds like the least fun job on a pirate ship. Non-stop swabbing. Yeah, you're just constantly swabbing the deck as a Decklad. Yeah, especially those pirates. First of all, you're at sea, right? So people are getting seasick, And the way they're eating and carrying on and drinking and whatnot, there's probably a lot of swabbing going on a pirate ship. And not pleasant swabbing. All right, one line away for both players from 19. Tetris Wallbant in 543. Decklad is in at 508. All right, Decklad got a little covered hole there, so try to. This is going to be tough. Now he's kind of bar dependent. That right side is going to be cut off by that T-piece. And Decklad going to top out in game number 2. Wallbant is good and is going to go up 2-0. Pirates probably spit a lot, and it's probably not healthy, right? Yeah, so Decklad, worst job on a pirate ship. I'm coming around to your way of thinking, Ace Hardcastle. So, all right. Progress is being made. We've gotten further in this one than the other one, and now we're going to get to double 29ths. That's what I feel. All right, the new pieces are here. 3254 1D. 3254 1D. Okay, looks like both players are ready. They are on seed, and yeah, let's go. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. 3, 2, 5, 4 1D. By that 1D, this 1D seed is sponsored by the one-day tournament that is coming up, run by Pumpy Heart. Up to 7 rounds of Swiss gameplay, 8-player single elimination, a top cut $100 guaranteed prize pool taking place on March 21st, 2026. So you can find all the details over at start.gg/1day. Start.gg/1-day. Sorry about that. 1-day. Now, it's not the word dash, it's the symbol dash. Now, I don't know if it's the N dash, a short dash, M dash, but it's in the URL, so you'll figure it out. Can you have an M dash in a URL? Anyway, start.gg/1-day. I'll say hyphen day. One -day. Yeah, we need to get some countdown sponsors and seed sponsors. This seed is brought to you by the David Bar. Well, probably I wouldn't. The David Bar. But, whatever. Well, if you want to sponsor, seeds or seed check, this seed check is brought to you by how much does sponsoring a seed cost? I don't know. Let's see. Well, convince companies to sponsor the seed that corresponds to the hex code for their primary branding color. Oh, true. You've made a good point. Again, Madelsberger. Well, not again. I mean, you're about 50-50 on points made, I would say, Madelsberger. About 50-50. No. Much better than 50-50. Maybe 55-45. 217 for Decklad, 202 for Wallbant. So the winner of this will take on somebody. Who is it? Oh, yeah, Hana, right. Hana. For a spot in the round of 16 against the number 1 seed. You know, getting in that orange bracket, it's always like, ooh, I just snuck in. You know, I barely got in. Seed 32, I made it, guys. And you realize, oh, well, even if I get through this couple rounds, I got to take on the number 1 seed. But whatever, maybe that's part of the fun, you know? $278 for Decklad. Long bar goes in. Tetris 302. $274 for Wallbant. So good, good flat, clean stack right now for Decklad. Got a lead on Wallbant. And then we do have one more match after this dash sequence. It's going to be back over in the Masters event. It'll be Peak versus Sillyshark. That is scheduled to happen at basically 2 hours from now. So we might have a gap between the end of our dash sequence and that. I guess I'll stay online. Although I'm still kind of sick and gross, but that's all right. What was Decklad's qual score? It was 961. And that was a 974 and a 947 average together. $356 Wallbant, $381 Decklad. So Decklad still with the lead, but Wallbant here a little bit lower on the screen. Nice long bar here for Decklad. Dirty Tetris for Decklad, 410. Decklad Tetris 4 lines away from 19. There's one. Wallbant 434. Decklad going to take that triple and just take a nice, easy single. Getting that transition into 19. Not going to press too hard. All right, good stack here. Oh, going to miss with that Z piece to the left, but still low. And it's going to take this down, get fixing. $499 Decklad, $488 Wallbant. All right, long bar into column 2 to help fill this stack out. I think Decklad may be going for Tetris in column 8. And he is, and he will get it. 534 for Decklad. And yeah, he's going to try to maybe stick around in that column 8 for a little bit more. A little bit longer. And no, he's just going to take the triple. All right. What's Decklad's PB? Well, as you can see, there's a question mark next to the PB in the graphic. And if I knew the PB, I would have put it in there. So nobody knows. Well, Decklad knows. I don't know. Someone might know. Yeah, it's Decklad 1 is the name. 588 for Decklad, 660 for Wallbant. This could be his PB. Well, it could be. That's true. We could be setting a PB. I have no idea. And he had a 974 was top scorer in quals. I'm assuming. I mean, he could have PB'd in quals. I don't know. He's playing great. Tetris for Decklad, 666, 708 for Wallbant. And there's a Tetris Decklad 698 into 26. Oh, he's posted in the max out list? Okay, so there's at least a max out happening. That's good. Long bar in, Tetris Decklad 738. Another Tetris Decklad 772. Remember, level 29 is really the limit here. The S spin for Decklad, and he's going to chunk this down. He's back by 75,000 points. Tetris is now worth 34.8. So he's going to have to set up for, well, a lot of them. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get any of them. And that is going to be a top out for Decklad at 781. And that means Wallbant is going to take this one 3-0. But an excellent game for Decklad here in game number 3. Got to 28. Had to push, but essentially just ran out of time there. So Decklad, you performed admirably. You did well. We hope to see you here again. So, have another big qualifier. Okay. What's your PB? Are you here? Are you listening? You have a PB of around 1.08. Okay, good. 1.08. Good to know. Any other interesting facts that you want us to know? First time chatter, Decklad. There you go. First time chatter. Welcome, Decklad. Let me go ahead and report this. Decklad. 3-0 monthly Tetris. Where do I submit it? So yeah, you can do set PB and then just kind of put the score in there. You don't have to type NTSC or level 18 or anything like that. You can just use that command, put in your 6 or 7 digit PB, and there you go. All right, well, Decklad, a success. Got in, that was the goal, and now you set a new goal. All right, get in, qual higher. Get in, win a game. Get in, win a match. A series of goals. All right, we're going to go ahead and start setting up this. We're going to run an ad, try to make... Sometimes I think about the economics of this whole thing, and I'm like, oh my God. All right, we gotta run ads. I got to run ads. I got to run them. Sorry. So let's bounce people around. Goodbye, Decklad. Hello, Wallbant. Oh, we got big Wallbant, little Wallbant. He's a little guy. And we'll go ahead and bring in Hana. Oh, that's I gotta change the URL here. I'm a little behind today. There it is. Okay. Oh, camera. I like that glitchy camera. Like we're in the Matrix, but we can see it for what it is. All right, we're going to aim you at your pieces for aesthetics. We're going to distort reality for aesthetics. And we're going to distort Wallbant's reality as well. You think, why don't you just put them on their sides? Well, I can't because I don't have graphics for the sides that they're not on. Where is the thing? Hello. There's something amiss. Here it is. All right, there we go. Wallbant. Flop them around. Have you seen the Toronto promo vid yet, Vandy? No. Well, you should have sent it to me. I would have played it. I have not seen the Toronto promo vid. All right, let's get a look at that controller, right? While we're here. Let's look at that. What's going on? Oh, that's the DAS controller. So, yeah, it's two different controllers, right? The other one was that one without the front sticker. I mean, you know. All right, let's go ahead and get these players set up with pieces. Yeah, Hana, you're out of frame actually. What's a DAS controller? Well, it's people have different controllers depending on what play style, what they're playing, because they're kind of tuned or just have different feels. It's fast track. What? You sent the vid? All right. Well, maybe I'll play it. I'm not going to. Maybe I'll play it after this match. What do you say? How about that? Okay. Let me just tap this stencil a little bit over into place here. Okay. All right, we'll play the Toronto vid after the match. Pieces are here: 11 FC 31, 11 FC 31. Excuse me. No, it is not a special piece of hardware. It's just the same controller. But players will have different controllers depending on the play style. Okay, this is a round 2 match between these two, so as soon as they're ready, we will start. Oh, Spirit of Driving versus Fast Track. Oh my god. Okay, both players are on seed, both players are ready. It is round number 2. The winner goes to the round of 16 to face off with number 1 seed, Bendy. 3-2-1 Tetris. Oh, your Spirit of Driving? Who? All right. What's Hana's Smash Card's name? I thought the game was really fun. I thought it was really fun. I did win a couple of rounds, and that was maybe why I thought it was fun. But I think they just let me win. I think they realized, like, if we were Smash Carts positive on this channel, like maybe we'd mention it and they'd get some more recruits. So I think they kind of let me win. That's my conspiracy theory. Hana is Fast Track. Wallbant has yet to play Smash Carts. While Wallbant is very busy. Wallbant, like, all that Wallbant can think about is running this Toronto. Anyway, on the left side, it's Hana, seed number 16 from the United States of America with a PB of 1.27 million and ranked number 20 in the most recent DAS Premier poll. It is Hana. Hana, a great friend of CTM, checking quals, just managing things, making sure things go smoothly. Hana, a great friend of the channel and the community. Hana is a former hopeful circuit winner. That was back in November of 2023. And took runner-up in the Genesis X2 DAS tournament. Was a third-place finisher in one of those old-school Scamper CT DAS Real tournaments. That was Real Tournament 2. Went against Bendy in that one. Hana up high on the board, and so is Wallbant, actually. So both these players now. Hana is open on the right side, gets a long bar down for a Tetris, which is good. You've seen Hana at the Classic Tetris World Championship in 2023 in the gold bracket, and in 2025 in the silver bracket. Also at Jonas Cup in 24 and 25. Played in our no rotation World Championship. That was our third Stupid Tetris Monthly. Also was top 8 in our Mega Dasters annual championship of DAS. 163 for Hana. On the right side, Wallbant, seed number 17, Canada, PB, 1.28 million, ranked 5 in the Premier Poll. By the way, you can find the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier does not have an E on it, as you would expect. If you have trouble, you can use the PP command to bring up the link. 267 for Wallbant, 188 for Hana here in game number 1 of this best of 5 DAS battle. Wallbant is a 3-time Futures Circuit winner, also won a Hopeful Circuit, a 3-time CTWC Gold Bracket player, and was a top 8 finisher in Jonas Cup in 2025. Wallbant currently organizing the Toronto Regionals, taking place in 2 weeks. And you've seen him at a bunch of other regionals over the last couple of years, including Genesis, Connecticut, Minnesota, Columbus, Philadelphia, Detroit, Boston, Montreal. He was top 4 in that Montreal one. And he was the runner-up in our Mega Dasters tournament. Of course, Andy was the, well, I don't want to say of course, but Andy was the winner of that one, as he wins most things. And Wallbant was the runner-up. 391 for Wallbant, 284 for Hana. Wallbant went from unranked on the DAS Premier Poll to rank number 5. So that's a impressive insertion into the list. Just coming right in at number 5. 438 for Wallbant, 352 for Hana. So we do our, we do want to get to $1,000 in our prize pool. That way we can make sure that we're making it worth our players' time to come to these events and submit qualifiers and all that kind of thing. So if you do want to support the prize pool, you can do it using the Matcherino command. Click on the one that says DAS March or March DAS, whatever. Click on that. And from the page that opens, you can contribute to the prize pool. Looking to get to $1,000 so we can pay our top 8. And contributing to that prize pool is also a good way to ensure that it keeps happening. We can only run these tournaments so long as they are supported. So if you do like DAS Masters, consider supporting it. 550 for Wallbant, 490 for Hana. Maisie says, Van Dweller, got ranked number 1 in the Smash Cards Premier Poll after these rounds on stream. I won 2 rounds of Smash Cards and I was number 1 ranked Smash Cards player in the world. But I might do a Harry Hong and just retire, you know, like win a CTM and then never play again. That way, you know, that way I can avoid, you know, getting beat down by all these up and coming smash carters. And, you know, my ineptitude will be exposed. All right, Tetris for Hana 657, 715 for Wallbant. A Vandy versus Tired best of 99 exhibition match? You mean in Smash Cards? Oh, no. Okay, we're still going here in game number 1. So players making, I mean, these are two excellent dash players. Hana could really use a bar. Having a chop down without it. All right, little bar waggle there. And no, not going to get that Z to the left. And that is going to be a top out for Hana. And Wallbant is good in game number 1. All right, Wallbant takes game number 1. Is up 1-0, and new pieces are here. YouTube. Let me look at this YouTube. I'm visiting. A site. All right, pieces are 2210C3. Why are the YouTube player controls so janked up right now? Okay, looks like both players are ready. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoop. I heard Wallbant's voice there for a moment. Whoops. All right, Tetris there for Wallbant. 79,103 for Hana. Hana gets a Tetris down 132, 110 for Wallbant. $228 Wallbant, 207 for Hana. Tetris Hana 305, 348 for Wallbant. One line apart. A little less than a 2 Tetris lead for Wallbant. Tetris Wallbant 424, 402 Hana. What's up, Caleb? $515 Wallbant, $494 Hana. Oh, Meme is here. Welcome, Meme. When is the Smash Cards World Championship? $567 Wallbant, $550 for Hana. It's at Toronto. Oh man. Tetris for Hana, 609, 605 for Wallbant. Oh, gonna stand up that J piece. Hana, get the Tetris. Love that. I love it. You Canadians call it Toronto. Yeah, you don't say the T. 643 Wallbant, 670 for Hana now. So Hana's in the lead. Tetris is on 23. We're at 28,800. All right, a little quick tap there for Wallbant. Felt that left side. 739. Wallbant 712. Hana. So kind of traded the lead back and forth a bit. And we're now into level 25 for both players. Hana's board needs a little help. And now Wallbant needs a little help. That bar gets over, but how do you fix this? Adding points here. Just trying to add whatever points he can. And that's a top out at 807 for Wallbant. So Hana with a chase down. Long bar goes in. I think that was a triple. So chase down is 808. 808 is the chase down. Oh no. No. Hana tried to go for the tuck on the right side, but that would have been very hard to clear with a bar anyway. I mean, wow. Oh my goodness. And Wallbant is gonna take game number 2, hangs on. And that is really just an issue of both players kind of running into high boards at the same time. The stream delay. Stream delay is the one... Well, not the one. It is one thing that live events have on online events. Also, there's the whole like meeting people and being in public thing. But then again, maybe you don't like that. So that's a wash. So the one thing that live events have over online events, stream delay. 218DFB. 218DFB are the new pieces. Maisie says IRL events are better on basically every aspect besides financial. Oh, get out of here. How dare you? You have to go to a loud, crazy public place and see people. The worst. All right, 218DFB, 218DFB, good. Both players ready. Let's go. Game number 3. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That's right. I'm glad we can be here. Raise prize pools for everybody so they can go to the good tournaments, right? they can win funds here and then go to the good tournaments. As head organizer of CTM, oh no, Wallbant, long bar gets over. This is survivable. As head organizer of CTM, do you feel like you're sending your players to compete in CTWC? No, I mean they're just players. Maybe back in the early, like the first year, maybe a little bit. When there was still a sort of an established, like, oh, we're like the old guard. And then here come the online players. Oh, Wallbant with that Mino, that floating Mino. And he set a J like right on it. So yeah, back when it was like the old CTWC players and then this influx of new kids who they just knew from online. I think I had a little bit of that feeling that you're getting at there, but Then, you know, all the old people left. And now it's just Tetris players. It was like in 2019 when, you know, the announcers were like, well, or 2018, we don't know. Who is this kid, Joseph? We don't know who he is. Who expected this? No one expected it. Like, literally everybody expected it. Like, anybody who's watching online completely 100% expected it. And that's fine. They don't know. They weren't watching online. Who would have thought online would have mattered back then? Like, this is out of nobody saw this coming. Nobody. And who's the nobody? I mean, most of the most of the viewers were now watching online events, but yeah, the old people didn't know it was coming, right? Sorry, Frank Westfall. No, live events are great. Live events are fantastic. But there's no way to make them profitable. So, I mean, I don't know. I think these events are barely scraping by. Somebody's going to crack the code. I think it's going to be Wallbant. Wallbant's going to figure out how to make a fortune. I mean, look how focused Wallbant has been trying to make this a success. You know, he's going to crack the code, figure out how to make these live events pay for themselves. Old people as opposed to our young head of CTM Van Dweller. Well, listen, I'm young in spirit. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it. Is that bad? $277 for Wallbant, $370 for Hana. I mean, aren't you like 48? Yeah, I am. I'm old. I'm 48. I don't feel like I'm old. You know, oh my God, I'm old. Kinda is for a Tetris player old. Yeah, but I'm not much of a Tetris player, so it doesn't really matter. Guys, everybody that's alive now, I mean, if you're being born now, you're probably going to live to be about 130. You know, if you're born, you know, in the last like 10, 15, maybe 20 years. Me, you know, I don't know. I guess I'm not doing myself any favors with these breakfast sandwiches, but other than that, depends on where you live. Nah, it's gonna scale everywhere, right? Freedom and technology will win. Well, if you're gonna live significantly shorter because of where you live, move. I mean, for real. 462 for Wallbant, 544 for Hana. And if you can't move, try really hard. You know? Tetris, Wallbant, 512, 547, Hana. Yeah, it's hard to move sometimes. It is. It is hard. People have done it. We're not. I will tell you one thing. We're not making it easy here. So I sympathize with anybody who can't. $603 for Hana, $570 for Wallbant. That is a top out for Hana at 604. Wallbant in a chase down. Needs to get to 605. Oh boy. Uh-oh. 605 is the target. All right, there it is with the double. Wow. Oh my God. That's right. We're going to live to 130 Gmart. Well, there it is. Wallbant is good. He's like, oh, crap. So, didn't know till top out. Yeah, all right. Well, Wallbant is going to take this one, and we'll move on to the top 16. Gotta admit, didn't expect 3-0, so GG's Hana. Hopefully, he'll come back strong next time we run Das Masters. But it will be Wallbant moving on. I almost put 6-0. It wasn't that bad. All right, 3, or is it 3? There's a 3. Monthly Tetris. So, yeah, I'm gonna play the video. Jeez, I'm gonna play the video. Calm down. I downloaded the video like offline so I could put it into OBS easily, but it's not. Here, let me go to. Let's see, promo.
America.
Oh wait, there he is.
A lot
Can you guys
of
hear
great
that?
Tetris play.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me just knock this down a little bit. It's pretty loud. All right, you ready? This is Wallbant. Yeah, I downloaded off of YouTube. I'm 48. I can do it. That's you. Look at. There you are. Just going. All right, let me. Okay, ready? You guys can hear this, right?
America has a lot of great Tetris players. But so does Canada. So on March 28th and 29th, you'll be able to meet some of Canada's best, including Eyeball, Knight, Fire Dogs, and even Marks. But there will also be some American competitors, including Fractal, Meme, Huff, and the Dangler. This is an absolutely stacked event. It's all happening right here at the Entercare Center alongside Toronto Game Expo. So to play in CTWC Toronto, you're gonna need 2 things. The first is the General Expo Pass, and the second is the Tetris Participant Add-on. Both of these you can get on the Toronto Game Expo website down in the description below. Or if you want to relax from home, tune into twitch.tv/Classic Tetris, where we'll be live streaming the whole event for your viewing pleasure. Catch you there.
All right, well there it is, Toronto. Hey, Wallbant, why did it take you to the end of the video to realize you can actually put a lav mic and just wear it rather than hold it in front of your face? Like, why are Gen Zs holding lav mics in front of their face instead of just wearing them like they're intended? Yeah, amazing. Like, what are people doing?
America has a lot of great Tetris players.
What else are you supposed to do with your hands?
So
like be a natural
Canada.
human being. Like, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. Gesticulate.
So on March 28th and 29th,
I don't know what it is.
I
see, like, I watch YouTubers and be like, oh, you have to hold. You can't just wear
Knight,
a lavalier mic. You have
and even
to.
Marks, but there will also
You
be
have to put it on.
including Fractal.
You know, you have to. I mean, you have to hold it in front of your face until they'll like clip it to a pen. You know, and they'll just hold a pen with this piece of electronics on it. Like, it's bizarre. Anyway, yeah, go out. Yeah, go to Toronto. Go out there.
You're gonna need 2 things. The first is the General Expo Pass, and the second is the Tetris Participant.
I can't actually hear what he's saying.
These you can get on the Toronto Game Expo website down in the description below. Or if you want to relax from home, tune into Twitch.
And then he's like, oh, I have to eat, so I guess I'll just put it on here. It's not ideal to wear the lav mic, but I guess I'll just put it on just for the eating scene. And then I'll go back to the normal thing where you hold it in front of your face. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's good. All right, well, there you go. That's it. That is that. Yeah, and then you can get a mic that you hold in your hand. Like, it sounds better when he's holding it, but then you could just get the mic that you're supposed to hold in your hand. Like, they make mics for that. Like, but no, there's a whole aesthetic. There's a whole thing where now it's just kind of it's a signal to, hey, Gen Z people expect to see that, right? So you have to do it because people expect to see it. I get it. I understand. I'm just, pin a boom mic to your lapel. Yeah, get a giant boom mic and just put it on you. Listen, Wallbant, if we're gonna run a free ad, then this is my payment. I get to make fun of it. There you go. But yeah, get out to Toronto. I wish I could go out there. I would love to go out there. It would be amazing. I've never been to Toronto, and I've always wanted to go. But one of these days, maybe I will. Okay, so yeah, Toronto. That's I'm a Canadian, so I say no. Canadians don't say Toronto, right? Say Toronto. Like if you came to Massachusetts and started saying Worcester, let's go to Worcester. No, it's Worcester. All right, so we actually have an hour. Honestly, we have an hour and 20 minutes until Leicester. Let's go to Leicester. It's Leicester, right? Oh, you guys, it's dangerous. I sent Andy some pads, some rubber pads. So now Andy's gonna even be better because he's got good pads. We'll see. All right, he got him though. Well, yeah, I am actually going to go ahead and take the hour and 20 minutes because that's when the next match is going to happen. And I think I am going to take the opportunity to take a break here, just kind of get a few things done around here. And I know I said I was going to stream, but having an hour and 20 minutes to do something actually seems pretty good. So I'll be back in about an hour or so for one more match, and it's going to be this teal bracket match between Peak and Sillyshark, aka Fort, in the teal bracket 23 and 26. So that is going to come up in an hour and 20 minutes, guys. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and thank those of you who supported the stream. Let's put the music back on, right? We need music. Don't want to just hear my dumb voice. There you go. Music. All right, who helped the stream? Did I play the Toronto promo? Sometimes I do say Toronto, I guess. Toronto. Sometimes I don't know. It's weird. I did play it. Oh my god. I keep missing my chance to recite the credits here. You edited it. Oh, isn't that nice? Lower CV, Slacker, and Signer. Subs, Angry Rogro, Martz, Crusher with the bits. Thank you so much. Imagine having an editor. Oh man, I wish I had an editor. It's amazing. Toronto sounds dumb. It is Toronto. I would say Toronto. No, Toron. Now, how do they say Torontonians or Toronoians? What do they say? All right, guys. All right, thanks everybody for helping support the stream. Prize pool for Masters, stuck on 400. Prize pool for Das, stuck on 267. We'll get there. We'll get there. I hope. Or else, goodbye to Tetris. And then patrons. Thank you, patrons. Scott Gray, the Window Cannon, Taki Middlesberger, N Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Cat Kitch, T. Jason Sunny, and Mila. And I guess I will make sure that you know about Where is this? Oh, wait. Hold on. Where is this? Hold on. This. One day. There's Pumpy's big head. Is he wearing a... What is he wearing? Is that a tank top? No, it can't be a tank top. It's a weird looking shirt, though. Pumpy Heart. His face took up at least a third of this slide, so it was really important to get him on there. One day, up to 7 rounds of Swiss 8-player single elim top cut, 100 guaranteed prize pool. March 21st, 2026, start.gg/1-day. Now, don't spell out the word hyphen, just put the hyphen character, right? So start.gg/1 and then hyphen symbol day. Got it? Good. There he is, Pumpy. What's that hat? I don't know what that hat is. Trucker hat, though. If you look at it really quickly, it does look like a... It looks like a tank top he's wearing, just because of how the colors are. But it's not. But now I realize I don't want to see Pumpy in a tank top. I don't want anyone to see me in a tank top. And I don't want to see Pumpy in a tank top. I gotta be honest. Well, actually, maybe I do, kind of. I don't know. All right, well, there you go. One-day tournament. Go there, play, I guess. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, YouTube, we'll be back in about an hour and 12 minutes with that other Masters match. Peak versus Sillyshark, okay? Mr. Brain, Titan, Dan V, Searbex, Witness Protection, all the stars. Take care. Bye-bye. And Twitch, we'll go find a nice place for you to hang out